Hi to everyone, welcome back to another video session on production and cost. In the last class, we were in a discussion of short run cost as well as a long run cost. So, in the short run, which is concerned with the short period, where producer must take care of all types of cost which are needed in the production process, because every production is concerned with the factors of production and every factors of production is concerned with the factor cost. So those factor costs named as rent, wages, interest and profit. And the cost behind these, some calculation every producer must have an idea. So before going to the any of production process. So once again, it is clear that without knowing the cost behind each factor, that will be a waste of time, energy and money of running up of any business or production activities. So in connection with that thing, so we have listed the important 7 types of short-run costs. Among that, first one is about TFC, stands for total fixed cost, then followed by total variable cost, then total cost, average fixed cost, average variable cost, average cost and marginal cost. Coming to the first one, total fixed cost. Total fixed cost, the cost which is fixed, irrespective of level of output. For example, like rent. So here, even if a producer produces 0 unit or any number of unit, the cost of maintenance of certain cost will be a parallel exactly to the X original. In such case, the cost is remains same to the point of production unit. Then the other cost is called total fixed cost. Okay, and the curve shape of TFC will be horizontal to which axis? X axis. Now coming to the next one, TVC. As long as output increases, then mean time input also increases. When input increases, like variable factor increases, then the concerned cost start rises as rise in the output. Just look it onto the screen on my left. Here, when output increases from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3 likewise, then the variable cost of maintenance is also quite rises from 10 to 18, 18 to 24, 24 to 29. These are imaginary figures. There is no particular calculation behind these basic. So when variable factor increases, variable cost also increases. Likewise, you observe from bottom to top. When variable factor decreases, then the cost also decreases. So variable cost curve moves from left to right upwards, passing through origin. Now coming to the third one, that is called TC, combination of two. First one is called fixed cost as well as a variable cost. So by remembering of this formula, TC equals to TFC plus TVC, you can easily calculate the total cost of production of all the units by using all factors of production. And here you can make it as a TFC plus TVC. Here the TC will be the 20 only. Okay. Then 20 plus 10, that leaves 30. Then 20 plus 18, 38. Then 20, 24, 44, 20, 29, 49, 20, 33, 53. Likewise, you can go by the rest of calculations. So if that is the case, then what will be the shape of TC? That you need to go by graphical representation of it. So the cost of TC will move like this, above the 0, not from the 0, above the 0, because it is a combination of both fixed cost as well as a variable cost. So one cannot ignore the variable. So as long as fixed cost increases with the production, means variable cost increases with the production, where the total cost, whenever it increases, it is added with the fixed cost as well as a variable cost. So it cannot be passing through 0. It has to be above 0. This is called TC, which is a combination of fixed cost as well as a variable cost. When it comes to the per unit cost of fixed factor or per unit cost of variable factor, then you need to go by the another cost factors, and that is called average fixed cost, and next one is called average variable cost. So by taking the value of fixed cost of quantity of output produced, so one can calculate the rest figures of a per unit of a fixed factor of production. For example, when producer want to acquire some 100 acres or 200 acres of land, so he must calculate what is the cost behind for each acre of land. Without knowing the each acre of land of operating cost, then that will be a waste of a rent which is paid on that land or a cost of maintenance. So one must calculate the per unit of a fixed factor, even per unit of a variable factor, and that is called AFC as well as a ABC. So here, if you want to go by the point of counting and start produce, AFC is based on a TFC. Okay, so what is the TFC here? 20. So 20 divided by the quantity of output is 1. So 20 divided by 1 you get 20. Okay, and here the 20 divided by 0 you get 0 or nothing. So make it as 0. Don't figure out the 0 of output. Then likewise, when you go by increasing of quantity of output 2, then the TFC was similar, but per unit cost will get down on fixed factor like 20 divided by 2. Then that gets 10. Okay, now you can go by the rest of calculation like this. So 20 divided by 3. Okay, 20 divided by 3. Then you go by the rest of the calculations. Likewise, if you go by ABC, okay. If you go by ABC, then you will get calculation from a TVC. So total variable cost divided by quantity of output produced, then that is called TVC by Q, where you will get a per unit of labor, per unit of capital, per unit of organizational capacities, and per unit or departmental wise one can easily calculate where the finance manager will look after these maintenance of cost. So when you go by any kind of a long, large scale business or large organizations and all, so you will find a number of different departments like production department, selling department, marketing department, finance department and all. So we are looking after each and every department. HR manager as well as the finance manager will look after what is the per unit of cost of maintenance of each department, likewise each labor. Then in such case, one must take care of a per unit of calculation of variable factors, and that is called ABC, stands average variable cost. Then for that purpose, you can go by ABC. ABC stands average variable cost, that is per unit of maintenance of variable factor of production. And the formula is very simple, that is ABC equals to TVC by Q. So here the TVC lies 0 by the 0 will get 0, no need to worry. Then go by the TVC, so 10 divided by 1 will get 10. At the same time 18 divided by 2 will get 9. Then 24 divided by 3. So likewise you go by the calculations, you will get the values. Okay, the rest of the values. In the exam point of view or in the cross 2 marks or 1 marks point of view, they give a shortcut values like if a TFC this much, T is this much, then how do you calculate TC? If a TVC has been given this much, then how do you calculate ABC? So likewise for 1 or 2 marks, or in case of a competitive exams, they don't directly ask any kind of a formulas and all, or simple calculations. If it go by the NCERT syllabus, then they'll give one particular chart. In that they'll ask you to fill out the concerned chart with the use of all the formulas. Okay. In such case, so here we go, the graphical representation of these cost curves. So when you have calculated the ABC, then you have to go by AC, and the AC formula is very simple. So average cost is based on a total cost, so per unit of total cost of production. So when you go by this formula, then you derive these values. Then 30 divided by 1, 30, 38 divided by 2, 19, 44 divided by 3, 14.66, 49 by 4, 12.25. Likewise, the values are going to get. And when it comes to the MC, marginal cost or short-run marginal cost, then the other cost which is made, which has been paid on additional unit of a commodity, extra unit of a commodity, the extra cost what a producer has been gained or suffered from it, then that cost is called marginal cost. And the formula is very simple, TCN minus TCN minus 1. So here the TC is 20, N, the previous one nothing, then 20 minus 0 will get 20, and here it is 30, is a TCN of quantity of output. TCN minus 1 is a 20, then 30 minus 20 you will get 10, then 38 minus 30 you will get 8, then 44 divided by 38 you will get 6, likewise the values. So when it comes to the graphical representation of it, you already know the DFC, TVC, TC. When it comes to the AFC, ABC and AC, so AC has a U shape, because it initially decreases, then afterwards starts rises. Just look it on here. AC. Initially it was 30, it's coming down. After a particular rate, again it starts rises. Then it has a U shape. When it comes to the marginal cost, then this is the marginal cost has a narrow U shape because additional quantity of goods have been produced. Then producer will bargain with the larger quantity of output. Then meantime, additional cost will downturn. After the particular level, then the cost will start rises. So in such case, just look it over here. 20, then followed by 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, then again it starts rises. So it has a narrow U shape. So the most important thing you need to consider here is you must take care of not only the table calculation, even at the same time you must remember the shapes of these cost curves. So without knowing the shape, without knowing a formula, without knowing a table calculation, only mere mugging of the meaning of these cost curve will fetch 0 marks. Okay, so one must understand the concept. The cost means the cost meaning, then followed by formula, then followed by the calculation, as well as the name of the shape. Name of the shape you must remember when it comes to the cost analysis. By the next video, we may go by long run cost analysis. In that long run cost analysis, you must go by one particular diagram. So, but before that, along with this, I'll give a small table where you need to calculate. Okay, and at the same time, you must calculate with the values, and you have to make it as a graphical representation on it. So, I hope people got understood. And we go by the next video about long run cost analysis so that we can end that chapter. So thank you. I hope you people got understood. For any of your doubts, you can go by the description button. You have my number. For that, you can contact me. Thank you.